So this is the last part of the 3-video series of how to warm up into cold approaching and being social. Now, in part 1, I covered about the anxiety bubble, that you are better just to do something out, get it out the way as quickly as possible. So at least then you can already start alleviating that anxiety that you might be feeling with speaking to new people. The second video was about just giving people compliments, hit and run compliments, being altruistic, just making people's day. So then that ripples into how you feel to eventually build you up to what would be the next phase, which would be giving someone a compliment and asking a curious question. So by this point, after you've done a few approaches, you should then find that you're able to actually think a little bit more. It sounds silly, I know, but it usually means like people are able to start feeling a bit more relaxed. They feel a bit more, what would be the phrase, like free flowy with how they present themselves, with how they speak and how they articulate. And that means then they start having a little bit of fun with their conversations, and you might feel a bit braver to actually ask a question. So for beginner guys that I'd be taking out onto the street, the next thing would be getting them to ask a question on top of the compliment that they've given. So you've seen someone that you like, you've gone over to them, you've told them they look good, and then maybe you ask them something that you're curious about. Now, sometimes on the spot, it can be quite difficult to think about stuff. So definitely for beginners, I would be thinking about, well, what kind of questions could you possibly ask someone? It could be as simple as like asking them what they're up to today, what they're doing, what they're currently doing. Or maybe if they're eating, you could be like, just out of curiosity, what are you eating? Or maybe you notice something about them. Maybe they don't look like, maybe they're British, and you go up to them and you're like, you look really good, but I was curious where you were from. You look like you might be from Brazil. Now that kind of leads into, making assumptions, and I won't go into conversation skills in this video, but the idea of just at least asking a question, and you can then, wish someone a nice day afterwards, that's absolutely fine. But giving someone a compliment and asking a curious question is great. Now, why do I say it or state it as curious question? Well, the problem that I have with the pickup world is that it kind of gives you calculated questions to ask. And I've met many guys over the years who are asking things they really do not care about. They have no interest in it whatsoever, but they have been told to say it because they've been told, if you say this, then you will get X response. So they do it for the sake of building attraction, but they don't really understand it. They aren't actually creating a connection that demonstrates their personality or who they are as a person. And in a way, you are almost skipping a very developmental skill by not working on your improv or creativity to ask a question that you want to particularly ask. Again, if you see someone that you like and there was something about them that really stood out, why not ask them about it? Or if you are even as simply put asking someone like how their day's going, do it because you genuinely are curious how their day's going. Don't do it just because someone has said, oh yeah, ask them how their day's going. And then you ask, and then you don't actively listen to what they're saying, because that's not going to create a conversation. But being curious does create a conversation, because you're looking for an answer that then you can find a hook or something that you can attach onto, and then you can ask a question about that statement that she's given to you. So I'm going to show you one last infield that I've got for this. And as Owen and I were walking around the street, and I do apologize, this video is again incredibly overexposed. It almost looks like a nuclear explosion has gone off in the background and everything is just now ghastly white. So it is what it is, but you can definitely still hear the audio at least. And there was a girl who was walking down. I mean, she was wearing kind of like a work outfit anyway. And I think she was eating a bit of food, as we'll watch again. And I did exactly this. I gave her a compliment and just asked something about her that I was curious about. And as she was going back to work, there was no point me like hanging around or doing anything in particular. Could I have asked for a number? Yes, but I chose not to because, again, I'd rather just do this for demonstration. And I think there were much better interactions that I did have that unfortunately I didn't have on camera. That would have been, I think, more appropriate to have demoed with like asking for numbers and stuff. But because this is for beginners, go up to someone, give them a compliment, ask a curious question, wish them a nice day. So let's have a watch. Excuse me, just before you go, I've got to say, I thought you had nice greenish eyes.
Oh, thank you so much.
I thought you had such a lovely smile as I was walking. I'm like completely new to the area, just trying to figure stuff out, trying to get my bearings today. And then, actually, yeah, you've got very good eye contact as well. And I was like, you know what, you've totally distracted me. I'll come over and say hello.
Oh, thank you so much. Made my day.
Are you lunch break now, or?
No, I'm actually working stand here today.
Oh, very nice. All right, well, I'll leave you to, but no, have a great day, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And there we go. So she did. She had really, really striking eyes. And that's all I did. I went up, gave her a compliment, asked her what she was doing, which she said she was on her lunch break and she was about to go back into work. In fact, I think it was kind of obvious because she was standing by the shop that actually had the same branding on her shirt, Specsavers. So I knew it was going to be a short interaction, and that was absolutely fine because it was a warm-up. And that's something to bear in mind. Like it's okay to be aware that you are in a phase of warming up your interactions with people. And this is where, like, if you're going out for like a week coaching, if you're doing like a sabbatical experience, you know, and you can just be aware that, you know, your first few days is about warming up, getting into the rhythm of approaching, and just don't worry about what kind of interactions you get. Don't worry about phone numbers. It really does not matter. I think guys stress too much about the outcome, and they don't, as Johnny used to say, enjoy the process. They are too outcome dependent, and that also creates anxiety. Just go out, especially if you're a beginner, and just start small, start simple. Compliment, curious question, wish someone a nice day. Get yourself to a point where you are comfortable with that, where you almost maybe bore yourself with it, and then you'll find that you will just naturally step your game up. You'll naturally just start bringing in jokes, bringing in humor, bringing in your own personal experience into things, bringing in really unique questions and conversations that will just inevitably and naturally happen, which is what we want. I don't want guys to be cookie cutters of dating coaches that they watch on YouTube. I want them to be able to develop their own conversations and be unique in that. That's what makes it more special. That's what makes it more romantic. And then for the guys who are absolutely looking for a relationship or something special, it's these things, this honesty with self-expression and authenticity is what is going to get you those relationships. And she's going to fall for you and not some alter ego that you've created. So practice this. Just give someone a compliment, something very specific about them that you liked. In this case, it was the girl with eye contact, and she had lovely green eyes. And ask a question. Oh, you must be on your lunch break. Oh, have a nice day. And that's all you need to do. Now, okay, in this example, maybe I should sort of elaborate that because it's gone out of my head. I can't remember what I said in the video, but hopefully you kind of get the point. Just ask a curious question, and I think you'll find that you will actually have really, really good conversations as time goes on. But if you're just getting started, don't worry about the conversations. It really doesn't matter. You could spend a couple of weeks just doing hit and run compliments. But the thing is that what isn't really promoted online is that every guy is in a very different place. And I have met guys who could even be at a level of agoraphobia, which means that they are scared to leave the house. So something as small as even just being out of the house, holding eye contact with people, or even asking for directions, or giving a compliment and asking a question could be the biggest win in the world. And we're not looking at trying to fix all of your problems, all of the unsociable moments in your life in the space of a day. That is stressful in itself. But what we are looking to do is to start changing all of the things that you're not happy with gradually over a period of time. If it takes a couple of days, if it takes a couple of weeks or months, it doesn't matter. But be proud of the fact that you are going out and you are doing these very simple exercises. And if you're finding that you're struggling still, please do reach out. I am here to support you, and other dating coaches too. But I like to consider myself more as the beginner, for the guys who they want to go to a dating coach specifically, but they're not really ready there yet. If you can't go up to people and start a conversation, you're going to be wasting your money with a dating coach. At least to start off with. Get yourself good at it. Be comfortable with it. Be able to sit in the fear and the anxiety of speaking to a stranger, and then go to a dating coach. Get them to give you this and that. And yes, I can help with that as well, but they certainly have other things that they can help with that I probably can't. But I love the incremental and step-by-step journey right at the start for cold approaching. I think it's an amazing skill that everyone should adopt and use in their life. And I promise you, if you can do it right and do it efficiently, you will get the results that you want in time, whether it be a couple of months, 6 months, whatever, but you will get there. And that's what we'll want you to consider. So I really hope this video has been useful. Definitely reach out if you are. I don't know why my camera just keeps going out of focus at the moment, but I want you to reach out if you're interested in coaching. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. Every subscriber makes it even easier for me to reach even more people. And I'm so grateful that I've just reached the 3,000 subscriber mark as well. So thank you so much for everyone for watching. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this and the other videos as well. And if you have any ideas for videos that you'd like to see in the future, I promise I will actually get more in fields. I think filming in London is going to be better. And in fact, I'm even thinking about what the best way might be to actually just record audio. And if I can get other guys that I can film client transformations with, where at least I've got the camera with me and I can be the one to film and really, really give you guys valuable content, exactly the same content that I did with Bill in his transformation series that I've got on my channel too. So thanks for watching. I've been Dan, and this has been my channel, That Danxiety Guy. And I look forward to either hopefully hearing from you or having you as a new subscriber to stay up to date on more of my videos too.